There has been a lot of discussion about the guidance that took effect from the 12th of April, stating that people who lived in care homes must quarantine for 2 weeks after visit out of their care home. Many people question whether this rule is fair. Some describe it as a deprivation of liberty or even barbaric. As a result of the campaigning, the guidance was updated. From 4th of May, care home residents now don't need to isolate if they only meet with their nominated visitor or go out with a support worker from where they live, as long as they stay outdoors and don't use public transport. The only exception to this is that care home residents can go inside and vote at polling stations on the 6th of May without having to self-isolate for 14 days. Lots of people who are still not happy with how many restrictions there still are. The Department of Health and Social Care say that visits out of care home increase the risk of exposure to COVID-19 for residents and, and potentially to other vulnerable residents on their return. The Department of Health and Social Care claim that this guidance supports residents to enjoy out of care home visits in the safest way possible. Many people have campaigned against the guidance, including a group called John's Campaign, who were looking at taking legal action against the government over the guidance. A lot of our members got in touch about the guidance, telling us they think it is unfair and discriminates. We sent a letter to Helen Whately, the Minister for Care, telling her why it should change and what members want to see happen. We will continue to campaign to allow people who live in the care homes to be able to have more freedom without having to isolate. I chatted to Carl Womack and Rachel Wild, who both live in a care home, to see how they feel about the guidance changes.
For the shore road in Newbury and how the COVID has affected me. I couldn't see my mum for a while. I couldn't see my friends. I couldn't go out. It really affects these people in Newbury. You know, where people where I live, they go on groups and they couldn't go for a while.
Okay.
And that affected them quite a lot. She comes again now every Saturday, but she wasn't coming for a few months. I'll be glad when it's all over now, because it's getting boring, all this COVID. You can't go in the shop without a mask. You can't go out without a mask. You can't go in the shop without a mask. You can't go anywhere without a mask or PPE now.
Yes, and no, because I feel like it's a postcode lottery for care homes, because care homes like ours aren't following up on that. It's happening here, but I hear experience from other homes and stuff, because some of the other homes have got elderly residents in, and they've been told their relatives have to isolate for 14 days. But it is unfair, because when you have a mixture of residents, and some with capacity and some without capacity, sometimes some residents have to suffer, but not here. Yes, but I've been talking to staff, and they've managed to keep me calm and stuff, and reassure me. And I've talked to some other residents. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of things at care home.